The ad hoc committee on the volume of daily consumption of fuel was set up on Thursday, sequel to a motion sponsored by Honorable Sergius Ogun at plenary. Part of its mandate was to investigate and determine the daily consumption of PMS, premium motor spirit, in the country. But the absence of critical stakeholders like the NNPC, the NPA, the Central Bank of Nigeria, Accountant General of the Federation, and even the Minister of Finance and her Permanent Secretary at the hearing infuriated members, including the representative of the Speaker, Honorable Peter Akpakseson.
It is not acceptable to the Parliament that people, organizations that are saddled with the responsibility of managing a critical assignment like the distribution and accounting for the distributed and sold PMS in this country will be reluctant to come here to do their duty.
Mr. Speaker, the reason why we had this long list of invitees is as a result of initial engagement we had with some of them, and of course we had some capacity building, twice, one in Abuja and one in Lagos. That was where we came to the conclusion that we need a holistic participation in order to have input from wide range of participants in the oil industry.
The paying agency, which is the CBN, PPMC, and all of those are not here. What data, what facts can we get from those who are also onlookers or contributors? It must first come from them. In a nation where we have an annual appropriation of about 17 trillion and we're spending over 6 trillion on subsidy alone, almost half of the nation's revenue, and nobody takes it seriously. I'm not too sure whether we want the nation to succeed or whether we want it to go completely under.
However, the committee still went ahead with proceeding after intervention by some members advising that legislative time should not be wasted. It then gave time to agencies like IPMAN, DAPMAN, Governors Forum, the Organized Labor, and Monks to make submissions.
Mr. Chairman, I want us to look at how many of us who have traveled from far and near to be here, how parliamentary man-hour is very expensive. I want to put some amendment to the motions moved by my colleagues to say that a few of them who are legally here, Mr. Chairman, we can take them. But those who are here and do not have the capacity to represent their bosses, Mr. Chairman, I want to ask that those we cannot take them. But as Nigerians, Mr. Chairman, they can sit down, they can watch, they can listen, they can be part of what we are doing, but they may not be able to give any evidence that will be acceptable by this committee.
Only last week, there was disagreement between the NMDPRA and IPMAN over bridging the gap as a result of the rising cost of IPMAN's operations, reportedly to the tune of over 70 billion naira in the interim to address the lingering fuel scarcity. The committee thereafter adjourned to a later date.